back to my channel. I hope that you're doing well. Welcome to another video and welcome back to another monthly TBR Tarot. I love these videos every single month and I cannot believe that we are already into May. Like, what the hell? Where is the year going? It is flying by. I know everybody is saying it, but I'm still shocked and appalled that 2024, we're almost like halfway through. Like, that's scary. Don't like that. But I am very excited to sit down with you guys and share with you guys my TBR for the month of May. It's going to be a really incredible month. I can feel it. I have a lot of fun video ideas planned for May, as well as some really fun book club plans for May as well. So I'm just excited for this month. I'm excited for a new month of reading, and I'm just hoping that the TBR treats me well. But let's back up just a little bit if you've never seen a TBR Tarot video from me. Basically what I do is I use the Hellllllooo Tarot cards. I use those cards, I pull a card from the deck. Each card has a assigned prompt and I use that prompt to pick a book off of my TBR. So it's basically like complicated TBR jar, if you will. But I am excited to do another round. I will leave a playlist down below of other people that do a TBR Tarot. This is not my original idea and I always have a playlist linked down below, as well as my playlist if you would like to go back and watch previous installments of this video. So we're quickly going to go over my spinner wheels from last month as well as my tarot picks from last month and see whether or not I get a punishment or reward, and then we'll jump into the tarot picks for the month of May. So really quick, let's talk about my spinner wheels for the month of April. For my series continuation, I got the More the Merrier series by Trilina Pucci, and for that I read Not My Type and I really enjoyed that one. For the Stuff Your Kindle Day read for this month, it was Freestyle by B. Page and I did read that. And then for my special edition pick, it was Forget Me Not by Julie Soto and I did read that. I feel like that is the first month where I've read all 3 spinner wheel picks and I finished every single one instead of DNFing a few, so that was a pretty good month if you ask me. Alright, now let's talk about the actual tarot pulls. So for the 3 of Moons, Nikki chose Shadows of You by Catherine Cowles and I did read this. For the 8 of Pentacles, the random number generator chose Without Merit by Colleen Hoover and I did read this. For the 5 of Moons, I chose Funny Feelings by Tara DeWitt. I have not yet read this book, but it is the 22nd of the month when I'm filming this, and this is my book club pick for the month of April for the Sweeney readers, so obviously I have to read it and I will be reading it before the live show on Sunday. Then for the Hanged Man, I chose Glimmers of You by Catherine Cowles and I did read this. For the King of Pentacles, it was a mood read and I chose Broken Perfect Lies by Katie Wismer and I did read this. This was also my punishment pick for the month of April. I was to read a physical read and this one was a physical read. Then for the death prompt, this was to read a mafia romance and I chose Dumb and Becca by Willow Winter and I DNF'd this. For the Knight of Stars, I chose Ferris by Marissa Meyer, and I did read this. For the Judgment, I chose Cruel Seduction by Katie Robert, and I did read this. And finally, for the Page of Wands, I chose Forget Me Not by Julie Soto, and of course, we already talked about I did read this. Okay, so as you can quite clearly see, I did read all of the books except for one, and I will be getting that one done before the month is over. So this is a very much success for the month of April. So I will be pulling a reward for this month, which I am very excited about. And then before we get into the actual pulls for the rest of the month, let's go ahead and do my spinner wheels for the month of May. Okay, for my sub box spinner wheel for the month of May, I got Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin. I am very excited to read this one. This one came in a mystic box. It's absolutely gorgeous. I have read the novella in this series, but I have not yet read the full-length novel, and I am very excited to finally get around to this one. I think I picked it up and started it at some point, but I never quite finished it because I wasn't in the mood for the dark romance that it was at the time, but I am very excited for this one at this point. Then for my series continuation, I got 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim, and I do need to read The Dragon's Promise. I technically do also have to read not the novella, the prequel in the series, which is Her Radiant Curse, but I would like to finish up the duology first and then go back and read the prequel since that's how they were published, and I'm perfectly fine doing that. So I am going to pick up The Dragon's Promise by Elizabeth Lim. This one is a Fairy Loot edition, so it'll be another book box off of my list, which is great. I definitely need that. And then for my Stuff Your Kindle Day spinner, I got Dawn of the Darkest Day by C.K. Woodruff. I don't know anything about this. What I do know, I don't think it has an audiobook. It is 500 plus pages, and it's an adult epic fantasy romance, I believe. All I see here is an artist plagued by a violent past, an heir destined to never take her own throne, and a tyrant bound to life consumed by his bloody trial. Trail. I don't really know what I have in store for myself. I am definitely scared. Just say fantasy, fantasy romance, magic, epic fantasy, dark, and new adult. It was published last year with only 185 ratings, but it has a 4.33. So we shall see what I think of this one. I am definitely nervous because it's so big. I really hope there's an audiobook or else I'm going to #struggle my way through May, but we shall see. All right, that's everything to preface before we get into the actual pulls for the month of May. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, friends, let's go ahead and pick my reward for this month since I was able to complete everything for the month of April. A mood read. We love to see it. Alrighty, as you guys saw, I did pull my reward for the month, and that was to pick a mood read, which is great. That means that at any time during this game, I can pick a book that I want to swap out for a mood read, and I can either pick it right now, or I can choose my mood read throughout the month, but I will let you guys know if I decide to use that reward during this game. Alright, the deck is shuffled. Let's go ahead and pull our very first card. The Six of Pentacles. Okay, up first we have the Six of Pentacles, and this is to read a taboo romance, and for this, I'm going to be reading For the Fans by Nyla K. I am very excited for this. This is set in for a video that I have planned for the month of May that I am literally so pumped for, and this is one of those books that everybody and their mother has been talking about. Everyone's been loving, and I want to know what the hype is about. This is a male-male football taboo romance because it is between stepbrothers, and that just sounds so good. My only fear, this is a chunky book. It is, from what I can see on Goodreads, 544 pages. I don't know if there's an audiobook. If there isn't, I might just have to eat myself from existence, but we're going to put it on my TBR and hope and pray that I can get it read. I'm feeling like pulling from the bottom, so pull number 2 is the Eight of Moons. Pull number 2 is the Eight of Moons, and this is to read a book with disability rep, and for that, I'm going to be reading Always Only Yours by Chloe Leese, the second book in the Berkman Brothers series. I am very excited to continue on with this series. I've been meaning to pick up the next book for quite some time. I just haven't had the want, need, or desire to do so until now, and I'm very excited to read it. It is relatively short. It shouldn't take me too long, and I am excited to get through the rest of this series. I don't know what the disability is, but I do know that this person is using a mobility aid, a cane, so I am very interested to see what I'm going to think of this one. I think it's a hockey romance, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm down for that. Okay, pull number 3. The High Priestess. Pull number 3 got us the High Priestess, and that is to read a book with a groveling hero. And for this, I'm going to slot in one of the books for the Sweeney Readers Book Club picks, I should say, plural, for the month of May, and that is Twisted Love by Anna Huang, the first book in the Twisted series. We are reading all 4 books in the series in the month of May, which I'm very, very excited for. For all of us, this is a reread, but for many of you, it might be the first time, or a reread if you choose to pick it back up with us in the month of May. But if you want to join us, I will leave all the information down in the description box below, as well as the co-host for the Sweeney Readers. But I am very excited for this reread, and book 1 definitely has a groveling hero trope in it. I don't want to talk about the circumstances regarding that, but I am very excited to get back into the series. This is not my favorite book in the series, so I'll be curious to see what I think about it upon a reread, but we shall see. Either way, I am very excited. This one follows Alex and Ava. It is like a taboo because it's brother's best friend romance between Alex and his best friend's sister, Ava. Does that make sense? Is that proper a way to explain this? I don't know, but it also has like a light mafia situation, and we shall see what I think of my read. Pull number 4, the Seven of Moons. Pull number 4 got us the Seven of Moons, and that is to read a popular book, and for this, I'm going to be reading Wild Love by Elsie Silver, her newest release. I don't know how popular this particular book is, although everyone is talking about it right now, but Elsie Silver as an author in general is very, very popular, and I am chomping at the bit to read this book. I've heard nothing but good things. Everyone that has been talking about it so far has been singing its praises, and I need to know what the hype is about. I think this is a single dad romance. I think all the books in this series are single dad. I think it's also possibly billionaire. Listen, you don't have to tell me those things. I will just read it because Elsie's name is on the cover, but I need it. I need it now. It's a small town. It's maybe ranchy. It kind of looks ranchy. I don't know, but I'm gonna read it. Pull number 5. The Six of Moons. All right, up next, pull number 5, we've got the Six of Moons, and this is to read a viewer recommendation pick. So basically, I have a video that I filmed almost 6 months ago at this point, and that is my entire own TBR video, and I asked you guys that watched it to leave a comment on any of the books that were involved in that video that you wanted to see me read or wanted to put at the top of my priority list, and I go to that video and I pick a book off of there. I'll put the screen recording up on the screen, but for this, I ended up getting The Adventures of Amina El-Sarafi. I will leave the person up on the screen. I can't remember. Was it Sam? I don't know. I apologize. I filmed that a while ago, and my brain is foggy at this point, but I am very excited to read this book. It's been on my priority shelf for quite some time, and it's one that I am so excited to read. I've heard nothing but good things. I don't really know too much about it. I know it deals with pirates on the sea. That's it. I've heard that it has a really interesting humor and a very interesting writing style. So we shall see if I like this one, but I've heard really good things, and I'm hoping that I love it. It's another book box book, so I'm very proud of myself for getting through those this month. Obviously, we have a theme, but I'm just excited to see what I think of this one and if I agree with everyone's glowing reviews. Pull number 6. The Hermit. Pull number 6 got us The Hermit, and this is to read a book with a grumpy sunshine trope. And for that, I'm going to be putting in Twisted Games by Anna Huang, the second book in the Twisted series. This one definitely falls under the category of grumpy sunshine. You are following a bodyguard and a princess, and it's the romance between the two of them. It is kind of forbidden given the circumstances of their relationship, and I would definitely say that Reese Larson is a grump and Bridget is the sunshine. So I feel like this works, and I am happy I was able to slot in another book in the series for my TBR Tarot. Pull number 7. Death. Pull number 7 got us Death, which is a pull from last month, which means that we have to do 9 pulls instead of 8. And this is to read a mafia romance. And for this, I'm going to slot in Ivan by Sophie Lurk. Another book I have to read with my eyeballs. What was I thinking? I don't know, but what I do know is I have to read this book before I can get to the next book in the Kingmaker series, which is a series that I really would like to finish, so I need to read Ivan. I did start this many, many moons ago. I like Sophie Lurk's writing. I'm not afraid that I'm not going to like this. I just don't know that I want to commit to another eyeball book this month, but alas, here we are. I don't really know anything about it. I know it's mafia. It might be Marriage of Convenience, but I cannot remember. Do not quote me on that one. And I'm just curious to see what I'm going to think of the next series by this author. Pull number 8 out of now 9. The Lovers. Alright, up next we got The Lovers, and this is to read any romance. I love it when it's nice and easy, and that means that I get to put in one of my anticipated releases of the year that I am so excited to get to, and that is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I had to put it on my list because I am dying to read this. Everyone that has read it so far has absolutely loved it and has brought it to my attention that I will be crying. And I just need to know. I need to know what it's all about. I have loved the other 2 books in this series so far, the Part of Your World series, and I need to read it. I need to read it. I need to stop slacking on this and get it done because I cannot have FOMO. Not for this author. And what is hopefully our last pull, pull number 9. The Two of Moons. Alright, and then we have the Two of Moons, and this is an Orion pick, and usually I would be so excited to use this, but Orion is sleeping, and I would like to get this video done and dusted so I don't have to worry about it anymore. So I am actually going to be using my reward for this prompt, and I'm going to slot in a mood read. That being said, I do not know what I'm going to read for this prompt. Like I said, I'm working on a video idea, so I might slot in one of those. I also, of course, need to read the rest of the Twisted series, so I might read one of those. I'm trying to work on series and getting that list down, so that could be slotted in. I have no idea, but I will let you know at the end of this month when I film my next TBR Tarot what I ended up slotting in for that particular prompt. So that being said, this is my TBR for the month of May. I am very excited to get to these ones. These are books that I am chomping at the bit to read and a couple that I am rereading. So those ones should be easy reads, thankfully. And as we talked about, I of course need to read Twisted Games and Twisted Lies by Anna Huang. These 2 books are not small. I don't know what's going on with the chunky books this month, but it's going to be a tough month for sure. Crossing my fingers I can actually get a reward next month because it's looking a little unlikely. And then if you slot in the books that I actually own from my spinner wheels, this is everything that I need to read for the month of May, not including my 500-page Kindle book that I need to read, also Ivan by Sophie Lurk, and For the Fans by Nyla Kay, which is also another chunky book. So pray for me, is what I'm saying. Alrighty friends, that is my TBR for the month of May. Let me know down below if you read any of the books I talked about today and what you thought of them. Also, feel free to share with us whether or not you're going to be joining us for the Spoony Readers picks for the month of May. I would love to know that. And if you've already read this and you're picking it up as a reread, or if you just want to share your thoughts, please let me know which one is your favorite in the series. If you made it to the end of this video, of course, leave a book stack emoji for the stacks that are always stacking in my TBR videos. I love you very much. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a big ol' thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And of course, leave any comments, questions, suggestions in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!
Thanks, baby.